Well, our foundation is really focused currently on more and better learning time, which is really about time as a resource. And as a longtime educator, and my dad was a superintendent of schools and educator for almost 30 years, there's no way to disengage learning from time. And clearly when you have kids that have so many different types of learning needs and learning trajectories, to have a standardized system around how time gets allocated is certainly going to leave kids out of both the top and the bottom. That there's not going to be enough time for kids to fly if they're ready to fly, because the day ends. And there's not going to be enough time for kids to work with adults or with each other if they need more support. And so when I think about all of these issues, whether it's resource allocation or its professional capacity, at the end of the day, that has to be organized so the learning that kids have is sufficient to help them grow and develop. So while this particular event doesn't specifically talk about our redesigned school day and year, it actually is very relevant, because at the end of the day, the kids, the teachers, the parents that are all engaged in the school really need a different place. And what's going to drive how that place gets designed is the accountability system for the people that are there and for the people that are served by it. Another takeaway for me was the emotion that people had. There was the guy from Lego, who was the president of their education work, who told the story about the young woman he met on the plane. And he could feel the emotion in his voice. And I think as a longtime educator, I've been doing this almost 40 years. We forget when we're in Washington, D.C., when we're talking about policies and everything that seems kind of dry and sort of very much engineered by policies, that at the end of the day, we're talking about human beings. We're talking about families. We're talking about people's hopes and their dreams. And if we want to be accountable, we really need to be accountable to that.